what it's like to move from a consulting job to an entry-level job. Now, to be fair, I'm talking about an entry-level job in Antarctica, so it's a bit of a unique situation. But as a continuous improvement consultant, I learned a lot about moving from a role where I had a lot of influence to one where I was entry-level, bottom of the rung. I'm Amanda Zimmerman. I'm a Lean Six Sigma Master Black Belt, a continuous improvement mentor, and I help make continuous improvement possible, practical, and easy no matter where you're at in the world, no matter what industry you're in. And this is probably a great example in this conversation. In 2019, I decided to quit a good job that I had as a Quality Six Sigma manager to take an entry-level job in Antarctica. You might be saying, why? One, just because of the salary cut there, but I have a bit of an obsession with the Antarctic, especially with the history, with just the continent itself. I'm a bit obsessed with it, and it was a goal of mine to actually work on the continent at some point. And so I worked for about 3 years to network, to meet the right people, to get down on a US contract to Antarctica. So I was able to secure a position in their supply team, and I worked there in an entry-level role. Now, this role as a supply tech was simply handing out supplies, writing them down, putting them into the computer, all of that. So a lot of administrative tasks, but also going out and picking up supplies, delivering them, running a forklift, all of this kind of stuff that I had never done before in my jobs. I started off at Blockbuster and then in human resources and then in continuous improvement. So while I've had some interesting experiences, driving a forklift was a new one. Driving it in the snow was even more new as a girl from California. And so I took this job, moving from a management role to an entry-level role. And some of the things I discovered were quite surprising for me personally. So one of the things that I found really frustrating was such a difference in being able to voice opportunities for improvement. So in a continuous improvement role, or even in a management role, you have a lot of influence. When you talk about opportunities for improvement, people listen. There's a lot of consideration for your ideas. But when you're in an entry-level role and you share, why are we doing this? Why do I have to fill in this form? Why is it like that? Why do we have this stuff here and not over here? Right? There's a bigger picture that the management team is working on. And while your questions might be valid, while they might be important, they might be useful, they might not fit into that bigger strategic plan. And so as the entry-level employee, day to day, you see all these opportunities. And you share all of your ideas about making improvements or changes, but your ability to actually action that change is so different. Now, for me, this really dramatic change was very challenging for me. And it really helped me to understand how people get into a place where they feel hopeless, frustrated, feel like they can't really express their opinions. When you get called on the phone and yelled at for a mistake that's really because of the way the process was designed, how do you feel? It doesn't feel good, right? And being able to recognize this didn't make it feel any better. So understanding that the process is designed in a way that mistakes are going to happen, and when mistakes happen, I might get called and yelled at, is really frustrating. Really something that makes you not excited to come to work every day, right? Now, I've been in the role where I've helped a lot of people find that hope again, find that energy, find that interest, where I've helped to raise their voice to the management team so that they can actually impact their process. They can actually improve it. But being in this other role, seeing it from the other side, certainly was humbling for me. and certainly gave me a different perspective on how important it is for us to support our employees, even though we have these big picture things going on. How can we help to raise their voices? How can we help to make sure that they have an outlet to improve little things each and every day and get recognized for those, so that we don't kind of dust those under the rug while these bigger opportunities are happening? And for me, that's just a quick share about my experience moving from a management level position into something where I was entry level.